Hey, I missed you too. Welcome to Strip Cover Lit. I'm Adrian Fort. And you may be asking yourself where we have been, why we have not been posting videos, and the answer to that is fairly simple. We are no longer us. Us is no longer I. My mother is a fish. My father has a shovel. Dalton decided to leave Strip Cover Lit. I was told through consulting Dalton that using the term turned bitch and fled would be acceptable only if I could find a corresponding slide to insert. Unfortunately, as Dalton knows, I do not know how to insert a slide at this point, so I am not allowed to refer to Dalton leaving Strip Cover Lit as Dalton having turned bitch and fled. I can't do it. What I can do is I can sit here and we will decide together where we go from here. I have some ideas on things. Book reviews. I want to keep making reviews a staple of the channel. That is one thing that we have sort of dedicated ourselves to through the first year of Strip Cover Lit, and I want to continue doing in the future. However, I'm afraid that the quickie format that I have set up, which is we've got quickie reviews as well, which are the solo reviews that we've been doing. I'm afraid that might be a bit too stodgy of a format. So I would like to develop something a little more free-flowing. If you have any suggestions on that, be sure to drop into the comments section below. Next, when Dalton told me he was done, the first thing that I realized was, no more Harry Potter, right? Don't have to read Harry Potter. I'm through with it, I'm done. It's awful, it's repugnant. But as I have confided in a few people and consulted people looking for direction on where to go with this thing, it's been about a 50-50 split. Keep going with it, don't keep going with it. Some people have told me that and I feel this way, this is the way that I feel. I don't know that there's any real value in that series if there is not someone there who has read it paired with me who hasn't. However, I've had some people tell me that what they enjoyed from the series was hearing literary terms and themes thrown out there with a book that they read in 5th grade. So I don't want to do Harry Potter anymore. However, I'm split on whether or not I should continue the series. If it's something you would like to see, I'm open to it. If it is not something that would be profitable at this point without sort of a guide through the series, I won't do it. Next, Variety Hour. I think I'm going to keep doing Variety Hour. I don't know that it will be a weekly type of feature. I think that what I'm going to end up doing is having different guests onto the Strip Cover Lit set, people who can talk intelligently about things. I know some film people in Kansas City. I have people with other degrees besides literature that we could talk about things. But I think that's how I'm going to continue doing the Variety Hour, just from time to time. Next, some new series, if you can even hear me, that I have in mind. I want to do Emily Dickinson. I want to do a series of Emily Dickinson. I will be taking the canon of Emily Dickinson, 25 poems at a time. In each 25-poem chunk, we'll talk about themes that arise, things that you can notice with the literature that's going on, how Emily is progressing as a poet, because these are all arranged in this book as close to chronologically as anyone knows how to arrange them. So it will be interesting to go through, and I think another part of that series is each 25 poems, I'll pick the one that really stood out to me and read it. Further, I think I will include a slide at the end of each show once I figured out how to insert Turn Bitch and Fled. Slides that has a one sentence sort of maybe wrap up or summary or how I felt about each poem. Just something to look at in each one. Another thing, I want to try to take the channel a little bit more writer-centric, author-to-be for a bit, and I'm going to be doing a series on craft books. This is not a writing manual by Carrie Majors, and it is so far pretty good. And I think what I'm going to be doing with things like this, these craft books, is taking them chapter by chapter and sort of breaking down some of the highlights in there. Now, speaking of chapter by chapter, I would like to start integrating nonfiction. This is Flights of the Mind by Charles Nicholl, a biography of Leonardo da Vinci. It's something I've wanted to read for a very long time. I think I would do that very similar to the writing manuals, in that break down each part or chapter or however each biography does it. A lot of biographies are a little bit different in that way, or stage of life, and just bring out some of the highlights, bring out a story from this person's life in each video, and maybe talk about how, like for instance with Leonardo, how his art progressed, or if it were Andrew Jackson, how his constitution progressed. You see him become stodgier through biographies that you read of Andrew Jackson. So that is something that I would like to work in a little bit. One of the things that I think is going to end up happening with Strip Cover Lit is going to become less regularized. I will still be posting as many videos as I can figure out how to do, as many videos as I can find the time to do. But I don't know that the weekly series like Variety Hour will be every Thursday. I want to keep with reviews on a specific day. I want to keep hammering through reviews. Another difficult thing is I think it's harder to talk about poetry or individual short stories as a one-man show. I think that is probably why they're a little bit more scant on the BookTube forum than book reviews. So I'm going to have to figure out exactly what to do there. Lastly, I just want to thank all of you for being here, for remaining with the channel. We've actually grown in the time that we've been off, or that I've been off. I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna cry. No, and thanks to all the patrons who've stuck around. Be sure you tickle that like button and make sure that you comment in the section below what you would like to see continue and what you would like to see new on Strip Cover Lit. Also, I forgot to throw this in there. I'm working on a couple other series for writers, but I don't want to sully those upcoming series with expectations. So I'm not going to mention exactly what they are, especially considering one will probably be very regular once I figure out how to do it, and the other will really, really not be. It's going to be something that's going to take a whole lot more time and effort to put in behind the scenes to have one outcome on the screen. So, thank you.